Now that we've established our deadlift and our pulls, now we want to continue the progression into muscle snatches on turning that bar over. But we're not going to jump, we're not going to leave the ground, we're just going to continue the progression and get to the next step. So let's talk about muscle snatches. When done well, muscle snatching is a great alternative to any ground to overhead move because we're using our big muscle to little muscle in sequence and properly. So as long as we keep our positions properly over the bar and keep that weight in the middle, we should have no risk for injury whatsoever. Proper bracing, as always, just make sure you talk to your coach so that you know what's going on and you know how to execute that move properly. All right, so let's go over muscle snatches, what we want to see, and continue these progressions. Let's establish all the other points. We're walking up to that bar, pulling the slack out. Everything is tight. I'm right in the middle. Everything is active, pressing that weight up. So let's go over that deadlift, shoulders over the bar, right? Back to the floor, pull into the shoulders, just push with your legs a little bit extra so we get a little jump in there. Then we can go high pull, still over the bar. Now, for muscle snatches, we're still staying over the bar, but we're popping and pulling, following that energy, keeping everything nice in line, right? Come back down. We can go from the knee and just come up and turn over, right? So all we're trying to do is move the weight from the ground to overhead by using our legs to start the engine, start the weight, and then our arms follow and finish. So press, 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 extend, and finish, right? Ideally, we're keeping our feet flat on the floor so we can keep applying force. And if we do that, we won't let our hips drive that weight forward and out of line, increasing risk for injury in that lower back. So it takes on a little extra strain. Keep that weight close, press up, turn over. All right, so that's our muscle snatch for today. Nice and easy. Turn over. From the low hang. We don't chase the bar, right? Up and over. So that's how we want you to do those muscle snatches. Now, for some people, making contact or keeping it that close might be a little bit more difficult, and the mobility might not be there. So a no contact variation, totally acceptable, just as long as you keep that chest up and keep the shoulders over the toes. So what that looks like, I actually prefer this variation, and if you're a newer athlete, you're just getting started, mobility might not be there, this is a fantastic variation to work with until you can build up the strength to jump and catch with that weight. Even from the hang, we use a little bit of legs, keep that chest up and that back tight so we can push that weight overhead. Super beneficial. If these come up in the workout, I highly recommend starting with just the muscle snatch variation, especially if it's light enough and you can control the weight. Great alternative to actually snatching or doing the other movements because you're still getting the benefit and the stimulus. So work on these a lot because to strength building, coordination, and mobility. So work on these and we'll get to the next step in just a moment.